I invite you to listen to the story of the morning a high-climbing intern drenched me in scalpel hot latte and declared she was the new queen of my empire. I didn't scream. I didn't even flinch. I simply checked my watch and realized it was time for a long overdue executive cleaning. The automatic glass doors of Vanguard Aerospace Holdings slid open with a whisper, admitting a rush of humid Manhattan air and the faint, ozone scent of jet fuel, the smell of my life's work. My name is Elena Vance, and after 21 days of grueling negotiations in Tokyo, my bones ached, and my tailored silk suit was creased from the long-haul flight. To the world, I am the silent architect behind the city's most dominant aerospace firm. But to the girl currently sprinting through the lobby with a frantic, self-important glow, I was just an obstacle. With a sharp gasp and a deliberate tilt of her wrist, she slammed into me. A wave of dark, steaming liquid erupted from her cup, soaking into my white blazer like a spreading ink blot. "Watch where you're going, Grandma!" she shrieked, her voice cutting through the professional hum of the lobby like a jagged blade. She didn't offer a napkin, she offered a sneer. "This lobby is for people who actually matter. My husband is the CEO here. One word from me, and you'll be blacklisted from every firm in the city. To truly understand the storm about to break over Vanguard Aerospace, you must first know the players on this high-stakes board. In the world of elite corporate power, faces are masks and titles are often nothing more than elaborate decoys. The silent power. Elena Vance at 34. I am the woman the boardrooms fear and the competitors study. I am the sole majority shareholder of Vanguard, a legacy left by my father that I have expanded into a global titan. I chose to step into the role of Chief Strategy Officer, allowing my husband to wear the CEO crown, so I could operate in the shadows of international diplomacy. I am calm, observant, and possess a memory like a steel trap. I don't raise my voice, I simply raise the stakes. The delusional climber. Brianna is 22 years of unearned arrogance wrapped in fast fashion designer labels. She carries herself with the frantic energy of a social media influencer, perpetually live-streaming her curated luxury life. To her, a wedding ring is a trophy and a hospital lobby is a runway. She is convinced that her youth has made me obsolete, never realizing that the boring wife she mocks actually signs her paychecks. The traitor. Julian Vance. My husband, Julian, is a man of polished surfaces. He is charismatic, a master of the gala circuit, and possesses a smile that once fooled even me. But beneath the $5,000 suits lies a hollow core. While I was securing our future in Tokyo, Julian was draining the company's emergency reserves to fund Brianna's penthouses. He is a king who forgot he was merely a regent ruling on borrowed time. The loyal ally. Marcus Thorne. Marcus is the silent sentinel of the lobby, a former military veteran with silvering hair and eyes that see everything. He was my father's most trusted security chief and remains mine. While the interns see a hired guard, I see the only man in this building who knows exactly where the bodies and the digital ledgers are buried. When our eyes met across the coffee-stained marble, he didn't move. He simply waited for my signal. The lobby of Vanguard Aerospace, once a temple of silent efficiency, was suddenly transformed into a cheap theater for Brianna's digital vanity. Instead of showing a flicker of remorse for the coffee now seeping into my skin, she pulled her latest iPhone from a quilted handbag, the screen already glowing with the frantic hearts of a live stream. "Oh my God, guys, you won't believe the drama today," Brianna chirped into the lens, her voice shifting into a sickly sweet, melodic trill. "Your girl Bri is out here trying to save the aerospace industry, and I just got physically assaulted by this bitter middle-aged woman. Look at my dress. It's custom silk, and she just lunged at me." She pivoted the camera, shoving the lens inches from my face. I didn't flinch. I watched my own reflection in her screen, tired, stained, but possessed of a predatory stillness she was too shallow to recognize. A murmur rippled through the gathered staff, the younger interns whispering and recording the show on their own devices. Brianna, emboldened by the audience, flashed a heavy, pear-shaped diamond ring at the camera, a custom anniversary piece I had commissioned for the company's 10-year gala. "She's lucky my husband, Julian, hasn't seen this yet. He's the CEO and he treats me like a queen. If I tell him this woman is a threat, security will have her in handcuffs before she can blink." I felt a cold, sharp laugh bubble up in my chest. She was wearing my history, standing in my building, and filming my humiliation, all while I quietly counted the seconds until her world turned to glass. The air in the lobby of Vanguard Aerospace grew thick, a silent vacuum forming around the small circle where Brianna stood, still preening for her digital audience. I didn't raise my voice to match her shrill theatrics. Instead, I reached into my bag and pulled out my own phone, the screen illuminating with a priority executive line that bypassed every assistant in the building. I hit the speakerphone, and the ringing tone echoed off the polished marble walls. Brianna's smug grin faltered as the deep, hurried voice of Julian Vance filled the space. "Honey, I'm in the middle of a high-level briefing with the board. I told you Tokyo is exhausting and I need to manage things here. Why are you calling?" "Julian," I said, my voice dropping into a low, terrifyingly calm register that made the nearest security guard stand at attention. "There is a young woman in your lobby currently live-streaming her assault and claiming to be your wife. She just ruined my favorite white Chanel blazer, the one you gave me for our 5th anniversary." The line went deathly silent. I could almost hear the blood draining from Julian's face 3 floors above us. "Elena? You're back? I thought your flight was delayed until tomorrow. I have exactly 3 minutes to get down to this lobby, Julian," I continued, each word a cold, calculated strike. "Because if you don't, the next call I make isn't to you. It's to Arthur Vance and the board of directors to discuss the $5 million discrepancy in the aerospace wing budget. 3 minutes, Julian. The clock is ticking." I hung up, and the lobby was plunged into a silence so absolute you could hear the frantic hearts fluttering on Brianna's still active live stream. The elevator dinked, a sharp, mechanical sound that cut through the suffocating tension of the lobby like a guillotine. The private executive doors slid open, and Julian Vance practically stumbled out. His $5,000 suit was rumpled, his silk tie askew, and his forehead was slicked with a frantic, greasy sweat. Gone was the vision of the visionary leader. In his place stood a man staring into the abyss of his own undoing. Brianna, still clinging to a shred of her delusional power, threw herself toward him, her voice a piercing wail for the camera. "Julian, honey, you're here. This crazy woman and Marcus were ganging up on me. She drenched me in coffee and threatened to ruin us. Tell security to drag her out of here." Julian didn't look at her. He didn't even acknowledge the girl he had spent our marriage's equity on. He stared at me, his eyes wide and vacant, as if he were seeing a ghost. "Elena, I can explain. It's not what it looks like. She's an obsessed intern. A stalker. I have no idea why she's saying these things. You don't know me." Brianna shrieked, her phone slipping from her trembling hand as the physical slap of his betrayal hit her. "Then who paid for the Hudson Yards penthouse last week? Who signed the $2 million transfer from my consulting firm? You promised me her chair, Julian. You said she was just a boring ghost you were waiting to exorcise." I stood there, a pillar of ice in the center of their fire. I reached out and took a digital tablet from Marcus, the screen glowing with a ledger of every secret wire transfer and encrypted email Julian had sent to our competitors. "The exorcism is starting, Julian," I said, my voice echoing with the finality of a closing vault. "But you're the one leaving the building." The final act of Julian Vance's corporate charade ended not with a bang, but with the cold, rhythmic clicking of a security badge being deactivated. I didn't need to